United Nations Peacekeeping Mission. When the two countries are in war and its people suffering from all kinds of exploitation, there the UN peacekeepers emerge and sort down the problems and make peaceful situations over there. The United Peacekeepers are also known as blue helmets or blue berets, as they wear blue helmets over there. So they work under the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission. So they were established in 1948 to monitor the Atomis Accord. Here, the Atomis Accord means the peace agreement between Israel and Arab countries. So they were first deployed to monitor this Artemis agreement. So and from then, the United peacekeeping missions have done over 71 peacekeeping operations, and at present 12 operations are going on. Almost every country will contribute their militants to the United peacekeeping mission. The United Nations peacekeepers obey rules which are set by the United Nations Security Council and the General Assembly. Now, they have three major principles which is must for the UN peacekeeping missions. So the first principle is consent. So the missions are established in the country by consulting with the main party of a particular country and also ensures the political stability. So ensuring political stability is also one of the objective of UN peacekeeping. And coming to the next principle, it is impartiality. So they should be impartial in their dealings with the party. So for suppose if the UN peacekeeping authority have good relations with the other party which create conflicts, the peacekeeping authority should support the main party without any partiality and establish political stability over there. So impartiality is very important even if the United Nations members have good relations with the conflicting party. And the third one is no use of force. So the third principle is the United peacekeepers should not use their weapons or force to suppress violence. However, they can use their force only in self-defense. So the consent, impartiality and no use of force are the three basic principles of the United Nations peacekeeping missions. Some of the responsibilities of United Nations military personnel are: the first one is providing security during elections and providing security in conflicted zones, protecting civilians and other UN personnels, and monitoring disputed areas, assisting countries' military with training and support, assisting countries' defense forces in implementing peace agreements, observing peace process in post-conflict areas. So these are the 7 objectives of the UN military personnel in order to establish peace. Now coming to the India's role in peacekeeping missions. India started participating in peacekeeping mission during 1950s when the United Nations operations are done in Korea. India served as a chair for 3 international commissions for supervision and control for Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos, established in 1954 Geneva Accord on Indochina. So India was the first country to send all women contingent to the mission in 2007, and India was also the first country to contribute to the trust fund on sexual exploitation and abuse set up in 2016. And till now India has provided for more than 2.5 lakh troops and personnels for the United Nations peacekeeping mission and stood as the second highest among the troop contributed countries in the world. This is about India and India's role in UN peacekeeping mission. Now, coming to the importance of India for contributing troops to the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission. So, India was the second largest military defense contributor, right? So, it contributed military personnel and police to the UN Council, to the UN peacemaking missions. So, first is international peace. So, why important? India has contributed such a huge military and police personnels. The first reason is India, as soon as it got freedom, stated that it will work and be committed for establishment of international peace. So for that reason, India is actively participating in peace missions. The second is it can build confidence for the Indian people living in the conflicted areas. And the next is strategic footprints. It can act as a strategic footprints where India can also have good economic or energy or multilateral interest. So I'll take an example. Assume Afghanistan as a conflicted zone, and if Indian troops establish peace there through the UN peacekeeping mission, then of course Afghanistan and India relations will improve. So, and further, economic trade and other trade related investments will also increase. So, sending troops to the UN peacekeeping mission will create a strategic footprint in the conflicted areas. Next is it creates goodwill within the parties, and it can strengthen the India's request for permanent membership in UNSC, United Nations Security Council, and also there will be an international exposure to the military forces. So these are the importance of India for sending troops in the UN peacekeeping mission. Now let's discuss about the challenges faced by UN peacekeeping missions. The first challenge is the troops and police contributing developing countries like India do not have role in decision making power. So India is the second largest troop and police contributor in the world, but India doesn't have the power in the decision making process. So this is one of the challenge. Next is UN peacekeeping missions are not getting proper financing where they are undergoing financial strains. And the next one is UN Secretariat doesn't have power to take action against peacekeepers who are not protecting civilians from violence, and thus there was a constant decrease in the efficiency of work they do. Safety of peacekeepers was compromised due to the crime and attack of extremists. So even India lost Indian peacekeepers due to this negligence. There was a loss of confidence for them due to some failures in the mission in 1990s. So these are some of the main challenges for the UN peacekeeping mission. So India has proposed few reforms to the United Nations peacekeeping mission. They are, the first one is the troop and police contributing countries should have a role in decision making process. And the second one is, while working on the missions, UNSC should provide clear and realistic objectives of the mission. And before starting a mission, the performance of the military and civilians, performance of all mission components should be assessed first. And the next one is coordinating with host state is necessary for establishing trust. And introduce advanced technology to overcome security challenges. So all these are some of the reforms which are proposed by India.